Hello, we have Dr. Carolyn Cho from the Eikon Therapeutics with us. Hello, ma'am. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Okay, so how is it going?
Oh, I'm really enjoying my visit to Chennai.
Okay, it's pleasure meeting you, ma'am. As I understand, your topic is on current and future directions of AI-driven modeling in clinical development, right?
Yes.
So that's what your topic. So you have mentioned the growing standardization of model-informed drug development. How is AI accelerating this shift, ma'am?
Yeah, that's a complex question. The standardization of model-informed drug development has really come about through discussions with regulatory agencies.
Okay.
For the most obvious example is the FDA's draft guidance for the use of MIDD, so-called MIDD,
Okay.
in I think December last year, 2024.
Right.
And I'm co-chairing a working group that's talking about the integration of machine learning and these model-informed drug development when it comes to what's called quantitative systems pharmacology.
Okay.
And our group is trying to help provide some guidance for our colleagues in industry who are trying to apply these methods. And so we've done a survey of examples, use cases of individuals applying machine learning to these types of problems. We call them pharmacometrics problems. And it's still very early days in terms of standardization, but obviously there's a lot of interest.
Right.
And as these tools become widely available to non-AI experts, then I think that would, I think the uptake will obviously increase.
Okay, yeah. And given the limited patient data in early phase trials, how can AI help maximize the value of sparse database?
Yes, that's always an interesting question. I think that part of the approach that we would take as pharmacometricians is to use a mathematical framework that we call a compartmental or parametric approach. And then even a sparse data set can at least help you define the framework, the mathematical framework, and then verify it or improve the model as more data are collected. Where AI can really help is, this is a very labor-intensive process, can become quite complex very quickly, and there are methods for improving the sort of the mechanics of this approach.
Okay. So in this context, how are regulatory agencies responding to the increased use of AI in modeling and simulation, especially with the 2024 FDA draft guidance?
Yes.
Yeah,
well, that particular guidance doesn't, for the MIDD, does not cover the use of AI.
Right.
Now, I would say that the agency in the US is certainly taking a very proactive approach and have, in fact, published in their newsletter that's open to everyone some examples of the use of AI even in drug registration.
Okay.
So, I think it's still very early days, but I would say the agencies are watching it very closely.
Okay. And what role do real-world data and observational studies play in AI-driven clinical development today, ma'am?
Very exciting opportunity. Obviously, a lot of data outside of a randomized clinical trial allows our evaluation of the utility of drugs in a very wide population, potentially allows us to extrapolate to populations that are difficult to recruit in a clinical trial, such as a pediatric population. So, they're very valuable, those real-world evidence approaches.
Okay. And looking ahead, how do you envision AI shaping clinical trial design over the next decade?
I think we've already established some methodologies for clinical trial simulation, clinical trial design. That's almost becoming a routine way of designing clinical trials, but it is very labor intensive. And so, the first step, of course, that everyone's looking forward to is making that a much easier process
Okay.
in the
Okay.
modeling and simulation area.
Right. Do you believe AI can eventually replace traditional clinical trial approaches, or will it always remain a complementary tool?
Always a complementary tool.
Okay.
Ultimately, it's risk-benefit assessment
Right.
in human beings that is the bottom line for any clinical testing of a new therapeutic.
Okay.
And it has to be demonstrated in a rigorous way.
Right.
And I don't see AI replacing that.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much for your patience, and thank you for your time,
thank you
ma'am.
for the questions.
Thank you. Nice pleasure meeting you, ma'am.
It was a very
Yeah.
pleasure meeting you too.
Yeah, sure.
And thank you for the opportunity to come
Yeah.
and meet everyone at the incubator, the Office of Global Engagement. It was lovely
Right.
to get a flavor of everything that's going on here. Of course, IIT Madras is famous worldwide, so I'm delighted to have an opportunity to come and see it.
Yeah. Pleasure, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.